Hey guys, it's Tracey and welcome to my channel. I'm going to be giving you some details shortly about how I made, sorry for that, these car air fresheners. So before I do that, let me tell you what I use. To cut these, I use the XTool M1 10-watt diode laser. I use some 3mm basswood from XTool. I use the Cricut EasyPress to apply some glitter to this piece of wood here, and I use that also to apply the rhinestones, and these are SS6 crushed ice hot fix rhinestones from the baby's booty. I use this air freshener clip from Amazon, as well as, let me pull it out here, as well as this disc that you need to add your fragrance to, because this is an air freshener, but you can use this on anything else. As long as you can clip it onto it, you can use it. Then I also use this Starbond gap filler thick adhesive, which I purchased from Amazon. And here is the rhinestones, and they're clear, guys. These are so cool. I know the label says SS10, but actually they got filled with SS, that's hard to say, 6 rhinestones. And I just realized that I just purchased these. I purchased these, I think it was in June or something, and I'm just getting around to using them and didn't realize that. Actually, I didn't realize that they were even this size. My daughter was the one who noticed them. But anyway, so I'm using those. So let me explain how I created these. So I have a subscription to Creative Fabrica, and both of these files came from there. This one I'm not sure if it's an SVG, but I'll have a link in my description box to everything here. And this one for sure, I know it's an SVG. This one came in with various parts to it, which I was able to create an extra piece here. So I used this extra piece to cut this out of the wood because I wanted that piece to be 3D. And I also used that piece to cut out the glitter, which I applied that using the EasyPress here, and I used the EasyPress to apply the rhinestones. But what I did do, I did take some sandpaper, and it doesn't matter what kind of sandpaper it is, just as long as you rough it up a little bit. I also used the sandpaper to rough this up a little bit since it's a smooth surface, because I wanted to have to give the glue something to grip onto. And so what I did here, so I used my Cameo 4 to cut this out, and I placed the rhinestones by hand just because I was having issues with silhouettes. I don't know if it was the cutter or if it was the circles themselves, but the circles weren't actual round even circles. They were like kind of wonky looking, and I didn't realize that until I actually cut it out of the rhinestone flock, and I went to go add these, and I realized, hey, these are not actual, like they're not, what do you want to call it? It's not an even circle. So because it wasn't that big, I was able to place them in by hand. So it looks so nice. And it just gives it some added dimension or added bling, which these rhinestones really don't need because her rhinestones are beautiful. And, you know, glitter in itself has its own wow factor. So what I did was in Silhouette Studio, I created an offset of those files and saved it as an SVG file to bring it into the XTool software, which is XCS. Now, if you don't have Silhouette Studio Business Edition, I'm quite sure there are some free softwares online or programs online where you can save your file as an SVG. And there are other file types that you can bring into XTool. And I believe there's a PNG. I'm not quite sure what the other file types are, because again, I am just learning. The machine is new to me, but I definitely know SVG. So I brought them in. I grouped all these inside pieces because I wanted them to be score lines and not cut lines. And then you want to make sure that the one on the outside is a cut line. And you know, you set your settings accordingly. And then I cut them out. And then I just added, I glued on. Now for my first one, this was my first one, I used E6000 on this one. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but E6000 has a no odor, which is called E6000 Plus, because that E6000 is very strong. In all these glues, they say, you know, being a well ventilated area, but this one, I didn't really smell anything not to like what that smells like anyway. So I just applied those to the back. So again, like I was saying, I took sandpaper and just sanded this down some, and put that to, you know, put this together. So what you do is just add, again, you add it. You can have your legs where the opening is vertical, or you can turn it and your legs could be horizontal. That way, just depends on what you're clipping them onto. And that's it. I mean, you just let it set up. So what I'm going to do, I am going to apply this to the middle there, but I'm not going to do that on camera, because with that glue, guys, make sure you have it in the right place, because that is all, it's instant stick. It really does do a very good job. So, and I don't want to feel like I got to rush on camera to do that. So I want to make sure it's straight, because yeah, I'm one of those ones, if it's not straight, it bugs me. So that is it, guys. So if you're interested in having me show you how to pull the design into Silhouette Studio and create an offset and, you know, something to that nature, leave me a comment and I'll work on that video. But if no one's interested, I'm not going to take the time at this time to create the video, because it takes time to do that and edit if you have to edit the video. So if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Thanks a lot for liking, watching, subscribing, and commenting. Thank you. Bye.